What's going on, friends? James the Wind here with the Alpha Red Comic Channel. It is 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and we're going to draw. What are we going to draw tonight? Sonic the Hedgehog. So, I gotta confess, I'm not a huge fan of video games in general, and I know very little about Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's super popular, and I want people to feel welcomed to my channel and be introduced to Alpha Red. So we're just gonna draft off of the blue furry lightning bolt, known as Sonic the Hedgehog. So we'll jump right to the drawing board. Let's see. So if you're not familiar with Alpha Red, I am the creator of Alpha Red, and he is my independent comic book that I write and draw, that I've created. I have 6 issues of Alpha Red currently. So what's going on, Bo? How you doing, brother? And I am happy to introduce you to Mr. Alpha Red. I am still waiting on copies of the homage covers that I did for my crowdfunder, and that is what's holding everything up. I should be getting them this week. They are 3 weeks behind because of some personal things with parts of the team that put Alpha Red number 6 together. So it is what it is, and I'm super excited because I did send out a few copies of a few rewards from the Kickstarter because I didn't need any of the homage covers. So a handful of people got their rewards. So I'm super excited to share that with you guys. Just keep checking out alpharedcomic.com. Right above me, shopalphared.com will have some stuff, and jamesq.net will have like more original artwork and stuff. I will be this will go up on there. If this doesn't go up, it should go up. I forgot to do the listing for it. But if you're into Sonic, after we color him up here, you'll be able to snatch him up super quick. So super excited about that. If you haven't already, hit the like button, please. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing, and that helps to get the channel out to more people, and they can join us on Sundays, and we can draw and talk about comics. So I did look up Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if you know anything about Sonic. I know this probably doesn't excite too many of the people that I typically hang out with. Here, let me get this out of the way. I thought I checked that out before, but got that. Am I situated? Let's move this over just like that. All right. Now it's kind of in my way, but and if and when I get done with this, and I always say that I'm gonna get done with this in time, and then I'll go to ink this Daredevil that I drew a couple of months ago. It's actually one of my most viewed draw streams, was that Daredevil. So I'm not sure why I like Daredevil, but I didn't know how many Daredevil fans were out there, but they like that particular draw stream. So I never played any of the Sonic games, but I saw the first movie with my wife, and I liked it. Yeah, it looked really fun, to be honest with you. So I do have a cheat sheet here. So just because I'm not super familiar with him, so I'm going to use him as use that as a guide. We'll get him nice and furry as I can with these markers. What's going on, Boy for Christ 777? How you doing? Glad you could join us here. If you haven't hit the like button yet, it would be awesome if you did. I think it does something for the algorithm. It shows it out to other people. It says, hey, people, this guy's doing something that some people like. And that's what they tell me anyway. And I just repeat what I hear. I trust that it does that though, because we are growing as a channel, and I'm super grateful for you guys showing up every Sunday. This is something that I do every Sunday, where I pick a character and I draw. Sometimes you'll see me penciling. Sometimes you'll see me inking. Sometimes you'll see me coloring. So today is the coloring. And if I get done, I will ink. What's going on, Ernest? Because Daredevil is awesome. That is correct, sir. I really, really appreciate the surprise that you sent. So if you did not see my post on X, Ernest heard my story last week that my wife bought me for my Christmas gift. She got me the trade paperback of Man Without Fear, Frank Miller, John Romita Jr. And then on Friday, I get done with work, I go downstairs, and my man Ernest hooked me up with the individual copies, and it is like night and day. Like, it felt so good to have these in my hand, and I forgot like they're embossed. Like this is shiny for sure, like if you see the foil, but to have them in my hand and feel the emboss on the cover, nothing like it, man. Super grateful for that surprise. Fong says, thanks for sending my Alpha Red rewards with the Michelangelo you drew last week. Yeah, for sure, man. No, I appreciate you, your support, and I'm thankful that you picked up that Michelangelo. I didn't know that was your favorite turtle. I would have sent something else along that I have that I don't know that anybody else would want. I did a remark of Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2 from this new IDW, and I stopped collecting it. It was a continuation of the book that they stopped with issue number 150, and it was a fine book, but it definitely felt like I was missing out on some stuff that I didn't get because I was not collecting it from earlier. So, and I am keeping this intentionally kind of loose like this because I want it to kind of look like fur whenever I come back in with the darker blue. So I didn't know very much about Sonic, and when I went to the Mannheim Comic Convention, this is the Arteza markers that my wife got for me from Amazon, if you're wondering, and they've worked pretty good. I don't know how long they'll last though. I don't know. They're not super juicy. Let me see if I like this blue. And what was I gonna say? So I went down to Mannheim. There's a comic book convention in Mannheim, Pennsylvania, and I was a part of that. And they had some Sonic artists, and was it just the artists? Did they have voice people there? I don't remember, but it was a big deal. Sonic is apparently one of the longest running comic books. I don't know if it's ever, but it's up there. If anybody knows, just let me know. Anybody in the chat know what kind of record Sonic has as far as comic books? I know it's like somewhat of a shocking statistic. Let me see what I missed here. Ernest says, I hear that you can tell a difference between trades and floppies because how they have to do the colors. Okay, maybe. Fong says, because Nunchucks are my favorite. That's why. Hey, we all have our reasons, and I don't know if you ever had a pair of nunchucks, but my brothers were like super into karate and stuff when I was younger, and there were always nunchucks around the house, and we would smack each other's faces trying to twirl them around. I am not a very coordinated person. I mean, I am more so now, but as a young man, I was for sure not gifted in the coordination department. So, but yeah, Ernest, I did hear, like, back then they had the 4-color separation stuff that they had to do, and so it was really like, I hear that, you know, the art directors helped out with figuring out which colors work best on the artwork, and they had to get kind of creative. I don't know if this is gonna look like fur or not. It's gonna look more like fur than not like fur, I would hope. But anybody see the newest Sonic movie? I've heard very good things about it, even amongst people who are my age and older. Well, maybe not older. I'm pretty old. I'll be 50, guys. I'll be 50 by the end of the month. I swore I'd never get to 50, but here I am. Fong says the series ran for 290 issues for over 20 years, earned a place in the 2008 Guinness World Records for being the longest running comic series based on a video game in U.S. history. And I think it's still going. I don't know if that was the original continuous run, but I think they're back and making new ones, because the artists, there are a couple of artists who were at this convention who had worked on it, and it didn't dawn on me. I was pretty busy during the convention, and then at some point it slowed down. So I thought they would come up to my table and they said, "Hey, do you have any Sonic stuff?" I go, "No, I do superheroes." And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a Sonic. And then nobody came over. So I should have known. I had no idea that people were so into Sonic. Young people, old people. When I say old people, I mean my age. Super into it. Who knew? He's been around forever, right? It was a Sega. Was it a Sega video game? I don't think Sega's around anymore, are they? Are they still making video games of Sonic? Or just movies? Anybody know? I'll be 50 by the end of the March, so I'm with you, man, for sure. I don't know if you feel old, but I don't necessarily feel old, but like when I hear how old I'm turning, I'm like, man, I feel old. Let's go with the fat side here. Go with the fat side. So I did pick up Absolute Batman this week, but I didn't get a chance to read it yet. Oh, you guys are in for a treat. I finished up the cover for Alpha Red number 7. That's what I've been doing all day. I felt rushed. I couldn't think of what to draw on the live stream because I was working on Alpha Red number 7, the cover. Turned out pretty cool. pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Super excited about it. I'm not going to show it anywhere yet until I'll show it here, but I'm not going to post it anywhere until I kind of sit on it for a couple of days, because you never know. You get excited because you get done with it, and then you find out that after scanning it in and playing with some of the lines and stuff, that some proportions are off or whatever, and then you have to kind of redo everything or rescan everything. So I have time, so I'm not going to rush into it, but I will show you guys. And it does feel like I'm going to blow through this coloring of Sonic, because, you know, he's a pretty simple character. And so it'll be a little palette cleanser before I jump into inking some Daredevil. So if you guys have never seen me draw that Daredevil, you can check that out in my library of videos. I can't believe I have like 70 couple videos. Now, not all of them are draw streams. Some of them are shorts and whatnot, but so hopefully this starts to feel like he's furry. Not in the naughty way, just in the fuzzy way. Just in the fuzzy way. Yeah. Let's see. I guess I don't look 50, but my body tells me otherwise. I am also right there with you. I got an arm thing that's killing me. It's all on my right side. It's really weird. Like my shoulder, my right bicep is starting to bother me, and then I got a right knee thing, and then a right ankle thing. Ugh. Oldness. All right, let's go in with let's see if this is the darkest. Oh yeah. Hopefully some Sonic fans out there will enjoy this coloring, and don't tell me that I got them all wrong. So I'm looking forward to reading my Absolute Batman number 4. Is it number 4? I have it close by here. Yes, Absolute Batman number 4. So I really liked number 1. Number 2 felt like not as good as number 1. I've read number 1 probably 3 or 4 times. I've read number 2 twice because I thought I missed something. Everybody was like, "Oh man, that's awesome." I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty good, but it's not whatever." Number 3 felt like it got a little bit better again. So I dug it. So I'm looking forward to issue number 4. So we shall see. I'm also looking forward to Transformers number 16, but my comic shop did not have it. And apparently there's like crazy shipping problems in the comic book industry right now. So whether it's Diamond or Penguin or Random House or whatever, I come in and they go, "Oh, we didn't get the DC order," or "We only got half the DC order," or "We only got part of the Image order." It's like, yikes. So I feel for those guys. I feel for them. Because I don't think they make a lot per comic, so. How's it looking, guys? Does it feel fast? Maybe I'll put some lightning around it. Oh, I forgot. I was trying to work on having more energy in the drawing. So, how do I add more energy to just the colored part? Maybe I'll go back in and do some inking to add a little bit more to it. You know, this isn't my normal superhero stuff, but yeah. Well, as I'm trying to build out my YouTube channel, just to kind of get eyeballs on it, I kind of have to have my ear to the ground as far as what some potentially new fans might enjoy seeing. And if this one is a bust, then we just stick with the superheroes, you know? Unless I actually watch the Sonic movie and feel inspired to draw it. I like the, so I watched the summary of it, and what's going on, Needle Mouse? How you doing? Let me see. Ernest says, I watch a comic shop YouTube show, and Diamond was late or didn't deliver for like 3 weeks straight. Yeah, like right around Christmas. They were consolidating a warehouse or something. They had some kind of crazy bad excuse. And these guys, I mean, it's Christmas, you know, like people are buying stuff for their geeky relatives, and if they can't walk into your comic book store and pick up your favorite comic, I mean, that window closes. You know, it's a finite window. And then all of a sudden it's online, it's on Amazon or whatnot, and that comic shop loses its sale. Fong says, I picked up Aquaman #1, Transformers #16, and DC Comics Style Guide this week. Oh, the Style Guide is what, I didn't realize that they were reprinting that. I saw it, that's why I'm starting to see it everywhere. Is that with the Lopez guy, Garcia Lopez? I can't remember what his name is. But his artwork is artwork that I assumed was John Byrne. I was not familiar with the Style Guide artist. What's his name? Fong, if you've got it. But yeah, I also heard good things about Aquaman #1, so I might pick that up. So I think the writer of Aquaman, his name is Jeremy Adams, I think. And so I guess one of the characters that he created in Green Lantern, called the Sorrow, is remarkably like one of the characters from the comic company that Alpha Red goes through, Starcross Comics. The one of the creators has a character called the Sorrow that he created back in 2003. And so one of the guys at Starcross caught a glimpse of DC's Sorrow, tagged Jeremy in it and tagged DC in it, and they actually got a response from DC. So if you go to, I think Bleeding Fool has a story on it. Yeah, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Wow, that's a lot of names. Yeah, back in 1982. So there was like in the back of one of my comics, it said that you can scan the QR code and go see it or whatever. And I scanned it and I saw it and I was like, wait, that's awesome. But I thought that was all John Byrne stuff. But no, that's awesome. If that's available, I'm gonna pick that up myself. Good stuff. Good stuff. How's that look like for hair? Does that kind of look like hair? Does that look? Oops. That's look furry. Furry, not in an inappropriate way. Let me see here. So his ears and stuff look like they are a flesh tone on the inside here. So is his face. Also like a furry flesh. Let me see. To help standardize the look of all DC Comics characters used in commercial promotional material. Yep. Like for the old Superpowers action figure toys and by Kenner. Yep. No, I totally get it. And I get why they would do that too, as I consider how to get more Alpha Red stories made. I'm probably not going to have the time to do them all. And so I do feel like I have to have a similar kind of thing if I'm going to hire anybody else to do Alpha Red. So, and I think it's fine to have like a house style. I think as the owner of an IP, that is something that shouldn't, I don't see why that would be a bad thing or frowned upon, to get consistency in the look of your character. So, nothing wrong with that. And I mean, I don't know. I guess when I got into comics, I was very aware of who drew what pretty early on. So I can't say that it doesn't matter who draws what, but you know, when you're drawing, when you're picking up a Spider-Man comic as a kid, are you picking it up for Spider-Man or are you picking it up for the artwork? I'd say for me, I was picking it up for the artwork first. I mean, I obviously liked Spider-Man, but I didn't start collecting it, like getting inspired to collect, until I saw Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. And because he's only one man and could only produce one comic a month, as I rode my bike to the drugstore every week to see if the new Spider-Man came out, I found Jim Lee, I found Will Portacio, something like that, then Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, found all those guys. And that's how the obsession was born. That's how the obsession was born. How'd you guys get into comics? What got you into comics? I didn't miss anything. Right. Can you name your first comic that you bought for yourself? Like, I remember having comics, but like people would leave comics around or whatever, and I always ended up with them. And I don't remember them being anything exciting. Not even like a recognizable IP. Definitely no Spider-Man or anything like that. It wasn't until probably Batman Year 1 that my buddy showed me. Year 1 and Year 2 are what I was exposed to. And then that's where I found McFarlane. And then I found out that, and they were old copies. And then I found out that he was on Spider-Man. By the time I found out about McFarlane, he was on Spider-Man. So I just followed him to Spider-Man. Let's see. So that's how I got wrangled into comic books. And I always liked to draw, so it was a no-brainer for me to be inspired by the comic books that I picked up. And I don't think I understood right away that people got paid to do it, made a living doing it. So it was really after some time that when the image guys really started blowing up, I was like, you know what? I just want to draw comic books. Of course, that did not happen. I do not draw comic books for a living. Let me see. Initially got into comics through watching the Super Friends. Yeah. Cartoon back in the 80s. All the names you mentioned. Yep. Was the reason I got those titles from Marvel back in the early 90s. Yeah, there was something about that time. I just don't know what it was. Like, how did we all of a sudden, everybody at the same time, everybody our age, seems to have been put in the tractor beam of comics. We were just imagine like floating, like zombie, like into the comic book store. I worked at a comic book store for 4.5 years. That was the longest job I held for a long time. 4 years was a long time for a kid like myself. But yeah, then I got a career and stuff. In trucking, of all things. So he looks like he has green eyes. I don't know if that's a... Let's see if that's a turquoise. Do I want turquoise? I don't think so. What's this? Apple green. There we go. Apple green. Apple green. And his shoes are red. So I start off with an orange for anything red. I always start off with orange, and I think I grabbed what I use for his belly here by accident. I meant to have a deeper kind of orange, and then I go in with a darker red. To kind of pull it all together. Let's try this. Fluorescent coral. Okay. If you say so. Looks kind of red to me. Oh boy, that is fluorescent. We're gonna say pass. Pass to fluorescent coral, and then there's regular coral. Let's try maybe regular coral. Ah, that's a little bit tamer. So I am glad, Fong, that you got your, I was able to send out your reward for the Kickstarter. I wish I could have sent out everybody's. I sent out everybody's that I could, but I did not have. I don't have the homage covers yet, so I've got a lot sitting here, just waiting for homage covers, and like 2 or 3 that didn't even have homage covers, but I did not have enough of the regular editions. I think there's 3 that I would use the regular editions for. All right. Can we call it a day, or should I add some more energy? See if I can add a little bit of energy here. Probably mess it up now. Don't do it, James. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Oh, wow. So stopped buying Marvel after those guys bolted from Image. Became more of a DC guy after that. Wow. I did not make that that switch. I just I liked the X-Men and I liked Spider-Man, so I stuck with those titles. And for me, it was like having two Marvels. You know, I had my favorite characters, but then I also had my favorite artist doing the thing that I was buying everything that they drew. So yeah, I was one of those Marvel zombies for sure. And it didn't help when I took the job at the comic book store. He made more money off of me working for him than if I had not worked for him, for sure. He knew what he was doing. All right, we'll call this done. We did the palette cleanser with the cover of Alpha Red number 7, and then we'll get to we'll have a little bit of time to ink up the Daredevil. So are you guys ready to see the cover of Alpha Red number 7? Now, I gave you a preview last week. It was mostly all in pencil, but here it is today. Let me see can I get it? Let me full drawing board. Here we go. This is it, guys. And I'll tell you a little bit more about those characters. This is a new character for those of you who are not familiar with Alpha Red. This is Alpha Red down here. This is Wingman. He appears in Alpha Red number 4, 5, and 6. Just a new character to the world. This is Crazy John, and then these 2 characters are new. So, but yeah, that's the palette cleanser. You guys can let me know if you like that or not. Maybe I'll go back to the drawing board and figure it all out. All right, so for the next 20 minutes here, we'll see how much energy we can add to Mr. Daredevil here. Mr. Daredevil. So to ink the cover there, I was really going. Thank you, Ernest. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. So I was using these brush pens to try to really come up with the energy that I saw my inker giving to my pencils. And I'm just trying to kind of channel my inker. JC Grande is his name. So, but this is, I just left this in pencil because I didn't, it was just something that I drew for one of the draw streams and one of the earlier ones. So I wasn't posting it to Etsy to be bought. So it just kind of hung around. And because of the Man Without Fear miniseries that I just finished reading, I am all excited about Daredevil again. So I don't even know what they're doing with Daredevil right now. I know they had Elektra being Daredevil. I don't know why she just isn't Elektra. But I guess he got hurt and ended up in the hospital, and Elektra picked up the Daredevil mantle. But I'm told that he got better and he started being Daredevil again, but she didn't change her name back to Elektra. So just weird stuff. Weird stuff. I'm thinking you'll eventually need to do some sort of character guide for Alpha Red eventually. I will for sure. Yeah, I am trying to create a bigger world for Alpha Red. Different threats. I do have the 10-year plan for Alpha Red. 60 issues in the next, well, by 2035. So, and I'm going to need help probably. So, lots of, I don't want to spoil anything. I'm having so much fun thinking through some of the storylines. It's just so, I just wish I could do it all the time and just work on it all the time, but alas, it is not the case. My customers need me for the real job. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep it looser so that I'm not accused of being boring artwork wise. So I enjoyed reading the volume 1 hardcover. My wife liked it too. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing it. And thank you for supporting it. My daughter actually works at a bindery, and she's the one who bound that for me. So, but she is leaving the bindery, so there would be no more hardcovers. So you have one of 10 hardcovers in existence. And there will be no more, at least not like that. If I ever get it published somewhere else or something like that and somebody wants a hardcover, I'm open to that, but I will not have that connection anymore to do it. without paying an arm and a leg. But yeah, fun things ahead, fun stories ahead for the next, well, the next two will also be there'll be kind of fun books. But like next year when I start issue number 9, it will kind of lead into my 10-year plan. Like I have these 2 stories, issue number 7 and 8, are kind of in the can, written anyway, and it kind of sets up where issue number 9 needs to be to start the 10-year plan. So I'm super excited to. I don't wish the next 2 issues away, but I'm also super excited to get to the longer range story. And there'll be like three story arcs, and it gets more serious. Not that there won't be some fun action, but he grows as a hero. Alfred will grow as a hero. So I am very much looking forward to that. Especially because I just read the Daredevil Man Without Fear. Just the way that Frank Miller writes is just kind of like, wow. Kind of reminds me what comics can be. Because, I mean, that came out in 1993. And so, like, that's kind of the height of all the Image stuff. But Frank Miller was just still killing it as far as writing and things like that. And the Image guys were all about the image, the visuals. And then Brian Michael Bendis came along, and he like changed a lot of how people wrote. And I really like Brian Michael Bendis's stuff on like new Avengers and new X-Men, and definitely picked all that stuff up. But it was like moving away from the Frank Miller kind of writing, where Brian Michael Bendis was much more of a decompressed writer. So he kind of stretched out the story a lot more and left a lot of cliffhangers at the end, and I really enjoyed that style for a long time. But reading Man Without Fear reminded me how impactful Frank Miller's writing was. The character growth of Alfred is enjoyable to watch and read through the first 5 issues. Thank you, man. Oh dang, did I miss the Sonic? Here, I can bring back the Sonic. It just didn't take me very long to do it. CH animates. So when I got done, I just started inking this. So yeah, I apologize for kind of blowing through it, but I do it for an hour, and so I did not have another Sonic ready to draw. Thank you, CH. I appreciate that. I appreciate the encouragement. Are you did you watch the new movie? I watched on YouTube the summary of the first 2 movies, and it looks super fun. And I might I might seek those out. I just was not a big video game fan, and the Sonic stuff just seemed a little young for me, and so I didn't think that I would be into it. But it just seems like such a fun movie franchise, and the buzz on it has been very positive, so it would not be a waste of time, I don't think, even for an old guy like me to check it out. Yes, I watched all of the movies. I'm a huge Sonic fan. Awesome. What's going on, Crazy John? Crazy John at OSH Radio. First two were very good. That's good to hear. It's got Crazy John's approval. Thumbs up from the writer of the Alpha Red theme song. So if you guys stick around to the end of my videos, you'll hear the Alpha Red theme song, and Crazy John from OSH Radio is the writer of the Alpha Red theme song. Super awesome. And CH says, and movie 3 was the best one yet. That's what I hear. That's what I've heard. And they've already announced that they're going to do a 4th one. So that's awesome for the fans who not only like it, but they like it more and more. So I'm trying to keep it looser. How's this for looser, guys? Is this better than my previous styles? The style, like more of a polished look, where it's heavily influenced by Jim Lee and Scott Williams' inks. It definitely has more of a polished look. And then you get guys like Kenneth Rocafort, I want to say his name is, who do it a little bit looser. And so hopefully it has that energy. In fact, the movie version of Sonic is my favorite version of him. I like how you've mixed the design of the game Sonic with the movie version. Thank you. I didn't know much about, I'm not a huge fan. I don't know if you started when you jumped on, but I'm not a huge video game guy to begin with. And then I've seen the comic of Sonic, but I don't know what he is supposed to look like or what his fans like him to look like. So yeah, mine is definitely a mix of the movie and what I see in the comic book. So I'm glad you like it, though. Fong says maybe Sonic will have the record for the most movies based on a video game character too. Yeah, because he's got the comic, right? The Guinness Book of World Record for the most comics. CH says he has the blue arms and you still keep the mono eye and the game shoes. Yeah, that's so this is what I based it on, sort of. I printed this out just to get the coloring, get the look, but the original look I did was from a picture of the comic book that I was looking at, and I couldn't really find one like a steady, like everybody draws them this way kind of thing. So I just kind of went with what I was seeing online so that I could reference it. But I'm glad a fan of Sonic thinks that it still works, still recognizable. So do they still make video games, CH, of Sonic? Because I believe that Sonic was a Sega property, and I do not think Sega is around anymore. Did somebody else pick him up? I mean, he would have, that would have meant that he would was created sometime in the 90s or whatever, 80s, 90s, when I should have been a huge video game nerd, but my hand-eye coordination was so bad that I could not hang with the other kids who really, really got into it. All right, 4 minutes left, guys. Sega still exists and makes Sonic games. Okay. CH says, yeah, it's totally okay. There's really not a wrong way to draw Sonic. Yeah, as long as he's moving fast and he's blue, right? No, he looks cool. Like they do the movie version. Looks like it's really cool. I don't know. The animation's pretty awesome. They don't make the game consoles anymore, but I guess they just make the games. All right. And CH says, we just had a new game last October. Okay. Just in time for the movie, huh? Just in time to get everybody revved up for the movie. Is that where they introduced Shadow? Or has Shadow been around for a while? So guys, if you haven't hit the like button yet, please, that would help me out. For people to find it. And I don't know. And so that I can get more subscribers. I don't know what it does, but more people to enjoy a Sunday evening with. So I am glad that you guys close out the weekend with me. I forgot to ask about football. You guys, is this playoff weekend, wild card weekend, or something like that? I was watching. Somebody said something about the wild card games are this weekend. So this is an alternative to football if you're not a football fan. You can come on the channel and watch me draw. And we can talk comics, we can talk Sonic. You guys can teach me stuff. Let's see. Shadow has been around since 2001. Wow, okay. He's from the game Sonic Adventure 2. That's the last Sonic game to release on a Sega exclusive console. Okay. So, is this the first time he's in the movie? The movies? Because he seems like a pretty awesome character, honestly. I like Knuckles too. Like I liked all of the characters as I was researching the movies, like before I started the stream here. And Knuckles was funny. His handshake crushes everybody. It's just funny stuff like that. Just what's going on, Rod? This is DD going on Etsy. It is not. It is not. I have something in mind for this particular one. I'm afraid. Yes, this is Shadow's first movie ever. Nice. Your old favorite team is playing right now. The Commanders? Are they in the running? The old Washington Redskins? If they switch back, if they switch back and they're contenders in the Super Bowl, or if they change their names as they go into the Super Bowl, they might get me back. I might be back in it. Washington versus Tampa Bay. They're up 7-3. I might have to turn on the TV after this, if I can find a TV. We don't have a TV set up in my house. So. Yeah, I'm trying to keep this looser, and I think it's working. Oh, look at that. I blew past the 9 o'clock hour. Guys, I'm so thankful for you guys for hanging out with me every Sunday and talking comics. So I don't know. What do you guys want me to draw next week? You're right. They should change their name back. Yeah. I didn't see a huge problem with it. I know that there were whatever the complaints were, but my goodness, you don't name a football team after somebody that you hate or want to mock or whatever. Anyway, but I am open to suggestions, guys. As always, I do remember somebody suggesting Exo Manowar. They're not doing anything right now with Valiant that is exciting, so I don't know if I can get into that. I'm open to that, but what else? Just leave your suggestion in the comments, and guys, just thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and we'll see you guys next week. Grace and peace.
With courage in his heart, a beacon of hope, he's ready to start. With faith as his armor and a fire in his soul, Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red, Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red, Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, you'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.